Hello, everyone. I hope you all are doing well. I got up this morning and I went into Angel Fire. I wanted coffee and I wanted paper towels. Well, at the dollar store, they wanted nearly $10 for a jar of instant coffee. So I said, no, I don't think so. So I'm going to just get that on with Amazon delivery, I think. And I got my paper towels, my favorite, Viva. Anyway, let's just get this out of the way. Thank you. I appreciate all your kind words yesterday. It was a difficult video to make, and I really appreciate your support. I just needed to talk it all out. There was nobody to talk to. So there's always you guys. And somebody mentioned it being therapy, and it is for me. I think the whole YouTube channel is therapy for me. It gives me somebody to talk to besides myself. It's what I normally talk to myself. So um, while I was in town, Jane's mother works at the grocery store. I didn't want to be nosy or anything, so I didn't ask her anything. I accept how is she doing, and that's all I said. I don't want to ask any personal questions, just, how's she doing? And her mom said that she's still in the emergency room in Taos. I'm assuming Taos. She didn't say Taos, but where else would she be? And they were talking about moving her either to the hospital in Santa Fe or to one in Albuquerque. But she's alive and she's doing okay. So that's all that really matters. I'll probably get more info because the senior center is like a beehive of information, gossip, really. But hopefully I can get some accurate information there if they're talking about it. And I'll let you know. But really, it's a bad situation. Anyway, moving on. Oh, shoot. Um, I don't have time. I'm almost home now. I have to talk to you when I get back to the trailer. I was going to talk about the diet change I'm going on and what I've done uh, to get back to the way I used to eat before last year. So we're almost back home here. So I'll talk to you in a minute. Hello. Okay. I am back, but not at the time I told you I would be, because as I pulled in here, after I talked to you, I realized it was after 11:30, and I pulled right back out and went to the senior center and to eat lunch. And I did find out one bit, a little gossip that's interesting. Is This is gossip because I didn't talk to anybody at the top of the food chain there, but they're going to possibly close the place down so they can find another cook, somebody to take care of the kitchen here. So that's interesting. Just as well, because ever since I started eating there, uh, there last year, I have put on a lot of weight because I was eating not just what I had at lunch, but also I would take it home and have it for dinner too. And the thing is, until then, the last 9 or 10 years, I was on a specific type of diet, very specific. And when I started it, I lost 65 pounds in 9 months, and so I just stayed on it. Didn't become a diet anymore. It just became a lifestyle choice. And I came up here last year and I just totally went off the charts with it. And a lot of the problem is I do have trouble finding the kind of food I need to eat. And when I do find it, it's extremely expensive. It's very expensive up here in the mountains. It is also very expensive down in my winter campground too, because both of them are not anywhere near a place with any competition, like there's other stores and stuff. I think it's an hour and a half drive. When I lived down in the desert, it's an hour and a half drive to the nearest place where I could get healthy, clean food. And it's 45-minute drive here to get to Taos and the particular store that would give me what I need, non-dairy choices and things like that. And I'll get all into that later. I was eating a combination of a primal and a keto type lifestyle diet, and I did fine, like 9 years. Yeah, in fact, I lost too much weight, and I kept dropping and dropping and dropping down into the 120s. I'm 5'9", and the doctor said, "Stop, put some weight on." And all my friends were like, "Oh, you're too thin." So I brought the weight up about 10 pounds, and then I just left it there, and it's been like that for last 9 or 10 years until last year when I started eating at the senior center, and the dietitians approve of the food there, but to me, for my body, it's way too many carbs and too much stuff I shouldn't be eating. For instance, today I went there and it was supposed to be chicken. It was a bean and cheese burrito. Well, I can't eat very many beans. I can't eat beans. I can't digest them. Here in the last year or so, it's been almost impossible. I can't do the cheese they put on there, and of course, the gluten in the flour tortilla. So I ate some of it, but more important than putting the weight back on, and I put on about 20 pounds last summer, and I haven't gotten the weight off because I'm still eating the way I shouldn't, though I am kind of cutting back on it. So I'm not gaining any more, but I'm not losing it either. So I know this is confusing, but what I'm trying to say is I need to go back the way I ate before. And there is not too much here in this area. I have to drive to Taos, and Taos is a 45-minute drive. Down in the desert, it's going to be an hour and a half to get anywhere, to get some food that I can eat on this particular diet. So I went online and I found a place that is called Hungry Root. And they have pre-made meals or what I call meal kit things. But I was more interested in the fact that you could actually use it as a grocery store. And so when I went into Taos last week, I was researching the price of things there. And this is not your normal food. This is stuff that you find at health food stores. And I was comparing it to the Hungry Root, which is also a health food based, healthy diet, clean food based type of food. And I was comparing the prices. And that was my research. And what I found out was they were about the same. Okay, it was going to cost me the same thing. And stuff here in this area, you forget it. It's too high, expensive, except for the meat. But I've kind of gone off the meat for a while, so it's kind of not in the running right now because I'm not interested in eating any right now. So the rest of the food, like dairy-free foods, I think they use aquafaba. I'm not something to do with the foam from chickpeas or something. They use it instead of eggs. And all this stuff is not cheap, but I can eat it. And even more than trying to lose the weight, which bothers me, because it's right here in my middle, and that's not exactly where you're not supposed to put it on when you're older. What bothers me more is I don't feel as good. I was always so full of energy for all those years that I was eating that way, because I was eating clean food, real food. And now I just feel like I'm drained all the time. It's very easy for me. My blood sugar goes up, goes down. I need to get back on that, on the same lifestyle type food that I was eating before. So yes, I did the research, found out that it's basically the same price. Some things are a little bit more, some things are a little bit less. We're talking Hungry Root and Sid's health food store, and in Taos, and I also was looking at Smith's there. And basically, it comes down to they were the same. It might have been a little 10 or 20 cents more at Hungry Root, but the difference is I have Hungry Root delivered here, and it doesn't cost me anything because I spend over a certain amount of money. It doesn't cost anything. I'm driving 45 minutes to Taos, and 45 minutes, that's an hour and a half of driving. The gas in that old van, it just sucks it right up. So it's actually cheaper for me to get this in the mail. And yeah, so I tried it for the first time last week, and I currently have a box I just picked up at the office. I picked my food for this week. It's an experiment. So far, I really like it. But I picked out my food for this week, and it arrived today when I got back from lunch, and I have it out in a box in the van, and I will bring it in and I will unpack it in front of you, but not on this video because it's running too long already. So you'll have to wait till tomorrow. Anyway, this works out well for me. I don't think I could do this if I was paying $200 a month for rent here. But because it's free for me to stay here, see, last year I got away with it because I was getting all my food free from Senior Center, but I can't eat that stuff. I'm just like, I can't eat it anymore. I have to get back to the healthy way I was eating before and stick with it. It is not, I have started, and it's not as easy coming off as it was when I was 56. Now I'm 66 and it's harder coming off. But if I just stick with it, I'll be fine. I should be able to lose. It's just 20 pounds. I lost 65 before. 20 should be easy, right? I don't know. But I'm going to go ahead, and I just briefly, I've used meal kits before. When I was working at home, I got tired of my own cooking. I didn't know what to cook. So what I did is I ran around to these different meal kits, and even the more expensive ones, and I would order for a week. Yeah, because the first week with all these, you got stuff free. You hardly paid anything. Then I would get it, and it was really good, and I'd move on to the next one, and then I went through all of them. And I ended up, for a long time, I ordered my food from Every Plate. It was the cheapest one out there. The problem with these meal kits, not Hungry Root, it's a little different, but the problem with these meal kits is you pick a meal, you got to take everything with it. Sometimes they'll let you swap the meat or something, but you have to take everything. So Every Plate was the cheapest one. I tried it, but every single meal they had either had rice, potatoes, pasta, or bread as part of the meal. So those are all things I don't eat. So what I was doing, I'd save them up, and every couple weeks I would take this big bag of all this stuff across the street to my neighbor, who was a young lady that was raising 3 boys on her own, and I would give them all to her. And I did that all, for months and months and months. She probably misses me now that I moved out. But yeah, and so, yes, it was the cheapest, but I was giving half the food away. So, it was just, I couldn't eat any of that stuff. Potatoes, I can eat potatoes once I lose the weight. I can use the potatoes to maintain my weight. And that's what I keep telling myself. Just give up the potatoes for now, Cindy. You can have the potatoes once you lose the 20 pounds. But you got to, it's like I have a small amount. But it helps me maintain because my doctor said I had lost too much weight and I needed to put it back on real quick. And then I just kind of maintained with a small amount of potatoes every day. So, and I did that like 9-10 years. It's not an issue. Never gained. Everything was fine. So yeah, I ended up with those meal kits just giving stuff away. I never noticed it me being more expensive to do it this way than going to a grocery store. Um, right now, if I was to walk to Lowe's, which is the grocery store in Angel Fire, and try to get the food that I need, it would cost a fortune. It's just expensive. Here, I have a, let me show you a picture here that I took today when I was there of a simple jar of almond butter. Okay, so yeah, insane. It's something I ate all the time instead of peanut butter. It's a lot healthier for you. So I kind of give you an idea of, yes, it's up in the mountains. There's nothing else around. Their prices are high, and their vegetables are horrible over there. They might be a little bit better this year, but they're not. No, they're not good. It's something that they're known for here is their produce is just not good, not that good. So so far everything here, I just got it last week. I'm getting it again this week. We're going to try it out. It's not costing me anymore. I'm not spending any more, than going to the grocery store here 3 times a week trying to find something to eat. And I was doing the pre-made lunches there, and those were expensive. So I think I'm actually last week spent less on groceries by going through this hungry route. And they also, you can, instead of doing meal kits there, you can use it as a grocery store. And that's kind of what I was doing. I pick out like 1 or 2 meals, but then everything else, I just get things I need. Just go down the list and get things I need. So yeah, it'll be interesting. I will show you tomorrow. I'm going to here and unpack the box, and I'll put that up for tomorrow. Anyway, yeah, it's just, I just won't feel right, and I know, and I just want that energy level back and everything that I've had for the last 10 years, and I've lost because I'm eating too many carbs and too much stuff. And yeah, it'd be nice to lose the weight, but more importantly, to have that energy level back and to feel really good. And I miss that. So I'm going to let you go for now. I'm going to go and unpack that. I will record it for you and show you what I got. But yeah, it's not costing me anymore than I would going to the grocery store here, because I've been just spending a fortune and throwing half the stuff away. So this is a little bit better way of doing things. I hope you all are doing well. I'll talk to you again soon. Bye bye.